Hello there, beautiful person of the internet. My name is Lacking Glitches, and thank you so much for joining me today as we're going to play Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Yes, this is the new DLC version that came out, because I've seen the original one been played, and I've been absolutely obsessed with it, particularly after watching the game theory video about it, and all the mysteries and the secrets underneath, and oh my god, so much to get into. If you haven't seen that video, which I'm assuming that you have if you're watching this video, but if you haven't, I'll link it down below because it's definitely worth watching, and it's so interesting and just adds extra layers to this game all over. This is my first playthrough of the game, so if you're new to the game and you haven't seen it before, don't worry, I'm not going to be dropping spoilers or anything like that. So yeah, so I want to go through the game and do quite a few run-throughs of it and try to find as many secrets as I possibly can. But yeah, so without any further ado, let's join the literature club! Yay! Let's get in. I am going to be doing voices, and they are going to be terrible, but it's going to be great. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to the attention that she might be drawing to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbour and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend that you never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up for her. But if she's going to chase me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. I overslept again! But I caught you this time! Why can't I read all of a sudden? My brain just went... words? How to read? Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you.
You say that as if you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Glitch.
Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think that we're a couple or something.
Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you wanted to.
Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to the school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute.
By the way, Glitch, have you decided to join a club yet?
A club? I already told you, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either.
That's not true.
God, I'm so fidgety. It's really warm today as well, which isn't helping. Oh my god, roasting in here.
That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year.
Did I?
I'm sure it's possible that I did.
Right, no, that's me. I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime.
Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried about you, that you won't learn how to socialize or have any social skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world.
The hell's a NEET? Oh, okay, so a NEET apparently is someone who's unemployed in animes and stuff, so she's scared of us becoming unemployed because of no social skills.
You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you.
Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises though.
Will you at least promise me you'll try a little?
Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. I don't know why I'm so sassy as Glitch. Yeah.
Yay!
Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry about me so much makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. To school! The school day is as ordinary as ever, but it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club.
Hello?
Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realise that I'm the only one left in the classroom.
I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed.
You don't need to wait up for me, and it's going to make you late for your own club.
Well, I thought that you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know.
Know what?
Well, that you could come to my club.
Sayuri,
Yeah?
there is no way I'm going to your club.
Mimi.
Sayuri is the vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure that she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after that... Wait, what? Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. No, me and this glitch, we have nothing in common. I am a massive literature nerd. Nope. My camera is currently stacked on a pile of books. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club.
Come on, please.
Why do you care so much anyway?
Well, I kind of told some of the club yesterday that I would bring a new member. And Asuki made cupcakes and everything.
Don't make promises that you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayuri is really that much of an airhead or if she's cunning to have planned all this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay?
Yeah, let's go.
To the literature club. And thus today marks the day that I sold my soul for a cupcake. Infamous lines. I dejectedly follow Sayuri across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Sayuri, full of energy, swings open the classroom door.
Everyone, the new member is here.
I told you, don't call me the new member. I glance around the room. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayuri always says nice things about you.
Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere.
Ah, Glitch, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club?
It's full of incredibly cute girls.
Goddamn hormonal boys. To be fair, I know where it's come from. Thank you.
What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it.
Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her out as if she's a first year student. She's also the one who made the cupcakes, according to Sayuri.
You can just ignore her when she gets moody.
Sayuri says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls.
Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club.
Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears to be comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayuri and Natsuki. Ah, well, it's nice to meet the both of you.
And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right?
That's right. It's great to see you again, Glitch. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we really talked, but we were in the same class together last year. Monica was probably the most popular girls in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, the girl. Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica.
Come, sit down with me, Glitch. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to either me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited.
Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged in a table form. As Sayuri mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayuri. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take my seat next to Sayuri. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
Okay, are you ready? Ta-da!
Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray and reveals a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn on with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears.
So cute!
I had no idea that you were so good at baking, Natsuki.
Well, you know. Just hurry and take one.
Sayuri grabs the first one, then Monica and I follow.
It's delicious.
Sayuri talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. Just lick it off. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help her notice with sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavour. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
Why are you thanking me? It's not like I...
Haven't I hit this somewhere? Wait. Why did that come up? That's on me, isn't it? Haven't I hit this somewhere before? I swear this is my first playthrough. Weird.
Made them for you or anything?
Yeah? I thought you technically did. Sayuri said...
Well, maybe. But not for you, you, dummy.
Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places the teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow and then smiles at me. Oh, she's so knowing. So devious. So, what made you consider joining the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me that I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayuri. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayuri seemed really happy here, so that's okay. Don't need to be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it is my duty to make this club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you the leader of the debate club last year? Well, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around those major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget, publicity, and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream.
Monica is a really great leader.
Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised that there aren't more people in this club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab attention, like literature. Foolish people. Always be grabbed by literature. You have to work hard to convince people that when you're both fun and worthwhile. That's what I do on a daily basis. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone?
Yeah!
We'll do our best.
You know it!
Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have really worked hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they're also delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. Gotta get my lips around the words. So, Glitch, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read in the past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. Oh, well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Yes, I will start reading books for you, Yuri. Just let me love you. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup around her fingers. My favourites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious, by the way that her eyes light up, that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But, you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you through a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror recently. Ah, I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp at something that I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't expect that of you, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way that you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
Ugh, I hate horror.
Oh, why is that?
Well, I just...
Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second.
Never mind.
That's right, you usually write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud! And give it back to me.
Fine, fine.
Your cupcakes and your poems. Everything about you is just as cute as you are.
You have to do that when you're talking about something cute. Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders.
I'm not cute!
Natsuki, you write poems of your own?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No.
Natsuki averts her eyes.
You wouldn't like them.
Ah, not very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open yourself up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have any writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you could share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel more comfortable enough to share his. I guess it's the same for Yuri.
Aw, I want to read everyone's poems.
We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll share them with each other. That way, everyone is even.
Yeah, let's do it.
Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it'll help all of us to get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Glitch? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on there, there's still one problem. Huh? What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said that I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I've never really made any decision. And I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought...
Glitch.
You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? Look at all this. Look at all the prettiness. Wait, that's the wrong side. Look at all the cuteness. That is, if writing poems is the price that I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls, well... Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me there for a moment.
If you really just came for the cupcakes, I'd be super pissed.
I spat then. She was so annoyed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Dun dun dun. Roll credits. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem and bring it into our next meeting so that we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Glitch, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with one of my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clear up their food.
Hey, Glitch, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together?
That's right, so Yuri and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well.
Yay!
With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayuri, Natsuki, Yuri, and Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day of my life after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll even have the chance to go closer to one of these girls. Saucy. Alright. I just need to make the most of my circumstances and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Ooh, here we go, breaking out my literature skills. It's time to write a poem. Right, okay. Who do we want to go for first? I think I want to go for Yuri first because I feel like I could do Yuri. I feel like I could, yeah, write something for Yuri. And also, I quite like Yuri's character. I think she's quite interesting. So is Natsuki, to be fair. I don't really know a lot about Natsuki. Do you know what? Let's do Natsuki because I don't really know a lot about Natsuki. Whenever I've watched playthroughs, a lot of it has been focused on Yuri. So let's try Natsuki. So she likes simple, cute things. Sparkle? Oh no, that was Sayuri. Oops.
Okay, sugar, cool. Playground, yeah. Fancy, yes. Ooh, look at the window, jump, yes. I don't know what kind of poem to write. Smile? Oh, that was theory. Hot? Oh, no, that was theory again. Simple. Fireflies. Vibrant? Oh, that was a bit too big of a word for poor Natsuki. Kitty, yay. Hot. Cool. It's just that when this is a small word, then it's really obvious. When it's like this, it's not so obvious whether it's Natsuki or Sayuri. Thing? God damn it, Sayuri. Tiny. What about, what's the shopping here? Yes. Picnic club. Come on. Dance? Oh, Sayuri. She's getting away. Oh god, none of these are really simple words. Oh, proof. I thought it was proof. I was like, she's not really into like murder mysteries or anything like that. Sticky? Okay. Laugh? Oh no, I knew that was gonna be Sayuri. As soon as I clicked on it, I knew it was gonna be Sayuri. Giggle?
Oh, one more. Skipping? Skipping. Yes! Okay, so we did a very Natsuki poem. There's a little bit of Sayuri in there, but whatever, Sayuri. Get out of my way. Hi again, Glitch. Glad to see that you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry about it. This time, this might be a little strange for me, but at least I kept my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone's already hanging out. Oh god, I'm so alone. Thanks for keeping your promise, Glitch. I hope it isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not even accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayuri told me that you didn't even want to join this club this year. And last year too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. God, Natsuki's gonna kill me. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps their manga collection in the club room. Ooh, Monica. Bit of a bitch, are we? Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back in her seat. Okay, so we're gonna be all about Natsuki, I think, on this playthrough. Let's just go for it. All about Natsuki. Don't worry, guys. Glitch always seems to be at his best, as long as he's having fun. He helps me with... I can just see something out of the corner of my eye, and it was just a shadow of a tree. We're not even playing any scary game. This is fun.
He helps me with busy work, even without asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room.
How dependable. Sayuri, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so?
You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. Oh god. Coming on strong, Sayuri. Yuri. Put cards close to your chest, okay? Don't come on that strong.
How come? You and Glitch can be good friends too.
Sayuri. As usual, Sayuri seems oblivious to the weird situation she put me into. Look, Sayuri was just saying cute things. You two, which is me and Yuri, with the dirty minds and the sexual tension, we're the ones who made it not so PG.
Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know?
Well, wait, Sayuri. Me? Not really.
Don't be shy.
It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayuri made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do?
I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking.
I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation and stop Yuri from having a mental breakdown. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. I don't know why. This is dude glitch. Okay, I'm just like, yeah, whatever, dude, what's up? Like, apparently this is my guy voice. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out. So I picked a book that you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This? How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked up a book she thinks that I'll like, despite me not even reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activity for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So Yuri and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice I keep seeing that fucking shadow at the corner of my eye, and I keep thinking that I'm on the second floor. There's no way that somebody is coming up here unless they're floating, and then I should be worried. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. I always can't wait to run away from people and cuddle up in the corner with a book and be like, please don't notice me, please don't notice me. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Who are we gonna go to? Oh, we're gonna go to Natsuki! Ugh. I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her, in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in here?
Freaking Monica! She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point of keeping your collection organized if someone else just gonna mess it up?
Why is your collection even in school? Why is it not at home? Natsuki slides about a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga?
You read manga, right?
Sometimes. Manga is one of those things Manga is one of those things where you can't admit that you're already into it until you figure out where the person stands. Is manga like really like hit or miss? Well, I suppose, is it like the same as like people reading like comics over here? Like kind of thing? Full disclaimer, I don't actually read a lot of manga. But I've always wanted to, so if you have any good manga to recommend to me, go for it. I do have one manga book somewhere around here when I was trying to teach myself Japanese for a while, because I wanted to go and teach in Japan. But I stayed in Wales. But I do want to go to Japan. I want to go to loads of different places, but yeah, definitely would like to go to Japan one year. But I don't know why Japan is one of those places that I really want to go to and be able to read the signs and speak the language. I don't know why. had it in my head that that's what I'm going to do, and it's just kind of stuck. How did you know anyway?
I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face.
What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out the stack.
There it is!
Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. Then she turns the box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest.
Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world.
I know that feel. I get closer to look at the box that she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. It probably means that it's either way out of my demographic, or it's simply terrible.
If you're gonna judge, you can do it through the glass on that door.
I thought she- oh my god, I misread that for a moment. I thought she was like, I'm gonna throw you through the door. It's like, Jesus Christ, Natsuki, okay. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging or anything. I didn't even say anything.
It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Glitch. Consider this a lesson straight from the Literature Club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact,
Natsuki pulls up the first volume of the Parfait Girls from the box.
I'm going to show you exactly why.
She shoves the book right into my hands. Ah, I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colourful attire, striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly mo. I don't know what mo means. I don't quite understand the context of it, but it's basically having strong affections towards a female character. We're learning! Learning with Literature Club!
Don't just stand there.
Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. Then she takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsill. She pats the ground next to her, signalling for me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat.
Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that.
Why is that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Natsuki.
Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it.
Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. I'm sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. Wait, hang on. How old is Natsuki? What am I encouraging here? Let's not think about it. Let's just carry on. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes that I won't notice. I could feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am.
Wow! How long has it been since I read that beginning?
You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and again?
Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention?
I am, but nothing's really happening yet, so I can't talk at the same time. It looks like a bunch of friends in high school, typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. So, what should I expect from this? When's it gonna pick up? Is it gonna be a plot?
Well, obviously. You think that I would enjoy something that didn't have a plot?
I mean, I don't know why I keep spitting as Natsuki. Natsuki's so angry.
I mean, well, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning is about simple things. Like, there's a really funny chapter when they're obsessed with the guy that eats at the ice cream shop. But that just helps you get to know the characters. And besides, it's still entertaining. But later on, there's a kind of drama. Like, when you'll get into the backstories and when some of the romances start to happen. That's what really makes it good. There are so many touching parts.
Ah, is that so? It sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you. That sounds really horrible, Glitch. You never know what you're talking about. Even the things that you're interested in, the books you read, everything goes over your head. You're just an idiot, Natsuki.
Hey, wait!
What's that supposed to mean? Exactly, Natsuki. Natsuki gives me a little shove. I just meant that I haven't yet seen you at your full power.
Good save.
Ah, this chapter seems like it's about baking. This is just a guess, but is there a lot of baking in this manga?
Well,
Natsuki pauses for a moment, as if she doesn't want to admit something.
Yeah. Why does that matter?
It doesn't. I was just curious. since you enjoy baking too, right?
That's just a coincidence. I just happened to get baking around the same time that I got this manga. Like, I would never get into anything just because it's in a manga. I feel bad for anyone that's that impressionable.
Definitely not a coincidence. Aw, Natsuki. I guess it explained Natsuki's interest in baking. Still, of all the hobbies to pick up from manga, it's definitely one of the better ones. Yes, that is a good hobby. Not to mention she's really good at it, so who am I to judge? Unlike me, I am shit at baking.
Ah, she's so cute.
We read on for a few minutes. I finished a couple of chapters at this point. You sure this isn't boring for you?
It's not.
Even though you're just sitting there watching me read?
Well, I'm fine with that.
If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series that I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't?
That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know.
What do you mean? I thought I was genuinely concerned then. What do you mean? Don't you share manga with your friends? Oh god, her eyes moved. It creeped the fuck out of me. I didn't realise that it was actual animations. I always thought it was like a flick book kind of thing effect. Could you not rub it in? Oh,
could you not rub it in? Jeez.
Sorry.
Like, I could never get friends to read this. They just think manga is for kids. I can't even bring it up around them without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of manga yet? Makes me want to punch him in the face.
Ugh, I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitate towards other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Wait, which part?
I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica just being a jerk about it. Ugh, I just can't win, can I?
Well, it paid off at the end, didn't it? I mean, I'm here reading it.
Well, it's not like it solves any of my problems.
Maybe, but at least you're enjoying yourself, right?
So... Jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what?
Yeah. I flip the page. Suddenly Natsuki starts laughing. I'm not sure if that was creepy.
I totally forgot that happens.
Natsuki's pointing her finger at one of the panels.
Minori is one of my favorite characters. You always feel a little bit bad for her since she's so unlucky. But she gets especially bad when... I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Just finish this chapter.
Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast to her usual bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing with her favourite manga with her friends, I can understand why. It's hard to express in words the feelings that you get when connected with someone like that. And being able to provide that to Natsuki, for whom it is a rare experience, that thought makes me smile a little to myself. Yeah, I think when I was younger, like when I was in primary school more, like a lot of kids, well, a lot of girls didn't get the fact that I was into like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, video games, superheroes, all that kind of stuff. I think now it's a bit nice. It's nicer that gender barrier is kind of broken a lot more. You know, it's still there, but I don't think it was as bad as like that was in like the 90s kind of thing. But yeah, I had to kind of be like, video game? It wasn't until secondary school that my friends started getting into video games, so it wasn't too bad then. Okay, everyone. Are you all ready for today's poems?
Oh, come on. Could your timing be any worse?
Sorry. I just need to make sure that we have enough time. Though you do look pretty cozy over there. Natsuki suddenly notices how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away from me. Alright, I guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand it towards Natsuki.
You're just gonna give it back? Don't you want to know what happens?
Yeah, but Monica just said.
Don't be dumb. Just take it home with you.
Huh? Is that really alright? I say it mostly because I don't really plan on using my spare time to read this.
Well, of course. It would take forever to finish it if you didn't take it home. Just finish it before tomorrow so we can start on the next one. And if it gets bent, I'll kill you.
By tomorrow? I only got partway through the volume so far. I might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this. The important shows. I'm always terrible. Never lend me anything. You'll never get it back. And I'm apologising to anyone who's watching this who has ever lent something to me. It's here somewhere. I just don't know where. But I suppose that's necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what happens if I don't finish it? Alright then. I stand up. I return to where I put my stuff and carefully slip my book into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've really never done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share it with?
I can't wait!
Sayuri and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayuri's on a wrinkled sheet of loose-leaf torn paper from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Ooh, who should we go to first? Let's go Sayuri first. I'm definitely more comfortable with sharing with Sayuri first. She's my good friend after all. Yeah, that's what I thought. There's no one else who'd really pick to go first. Like, definitely not like Monica or anyone.
This is a good poem, Glitch. Are you sure this is your first time?
Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who'd be writing poems in his spare time?
I guess you're right. But that's why it's impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. It reminds me of how you really are part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room.
Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean that I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, Glitch. Deep down, you're not as selfish at all, you know.
Sayuri! How dare you insinuate that I'm selfish?
Trying something new like this for other people. That's something that only really good people to do.
Thanks, Sayuri? I'm not sure if Sayuri sees the full picture of my motives here. They're not good at all. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason that I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah? And I'm going to make sure that you have lots of fun here, okay? And I'll be on my way to thanking you.
Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then.
Yay! Now, you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that. Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. That's so me in the morning. Me and Sayuri are on the same wavelength. First thing when I get up is, I want breakfast, nothing else. Sayuri, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No, just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least it makes me feel a little better about myself.
Don't be mean. I still try my best.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It just came out nice, or how should I put it? It just sounds like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially the last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Even though you were late to school.
It's bad you skip breakfast. I get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
This is so much fun. Monica's the best.
Yeah.
But next time, I won't forget. I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I'll look forward to it. Yeah, I'm the same. I'm a monster in the morning if I don't have cereal. You don't want to know. Let's go to Monica. Hi, Glitch. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new here and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off going with the flow until I'm a bit more settled. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Glitch. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's the sort of barrier that we'll need to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I have Monica my poem. I like it, Glitch. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Oh, jeez. No. It kind of makes me think of Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer too. So take it as a compliment. If you say so. Yeah. There are lots of poems or stories out there that are no more than a few simple words. They could be funny, endearing, or even sad. And sometimes they're only a few lines long. They might even feel like they're written for kids. But if you think about them, they could express views of the world that could apply to anybody. I see. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that? Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably won't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why you'd be into that kind of poem to explore. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel more comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a bit biased toward their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. No. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. Enough with the false modesty, people. We all know that you think that you're the best poets ever. Come on then, Monica. Give it to me. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. It doesn't mean that I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction that spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbour, an angry boyfriend? I'll never know. It wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out on the sun. Maybe it's too late. My retina's already scorched on the permanent copy of a meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices, realising now that I wasn't looking, I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm really not the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style's gone pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting the emphasis and timing between the words and lines. When performed out loud, they can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not really sure how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a lot. Epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous about to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just voice yourself to get it down on paper, and then tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep the pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big, dark ink puddle. So if you move your hand and go with the flow, that's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Who should I show my poem to next? Come on then, Yuri. She's probably gonna hate it. Yuri stares at the poem And then it passes. More than enough time for her to finish reading.
Oh, so sorry. I forgot that I forgot to start speaking.
It's fine. Don't force yourself.
I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading it through it.
So it's that bad.
No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry.
Yuri buries her face into her hands. I couldn't help but notice it's been several minutes since we haven't really gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying?
Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through it myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognise in new writers is they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanour totally changes. As her eye keeps swinging quite a lot, don't I? Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something that you can be blamed for. There's only so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, by learning example, and trying new things. I also hope that by everyone in this club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri apologising to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thoughts process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which in itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? It's very true. What do you girls do before I got here? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced in the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers, and I flicker back.
I'm sorry, I have terrible handwriting.
What? That's not what I was thinking at all.
But you took so long to read.
Shade, Yuri. Well, I just don't really read script that often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
That's a relief.
I also like your poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write much longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad that you like it. To be honest, since this is our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more wild. Something that's easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Uh-huh. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost wall glitch.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all.
I read it thoroughly, Yuri, a couple of times. Not really, but still, how does she know? I read it in my head.
But remember that poets often express their thoughts and feelings and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort and able to let go of the past, but soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn way of putting it. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. I just remembered that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying.
I'm counting on you.
Natsuki! Come on up. Show me your poem.
Okay, well let's start with the things that I don't like. First of all,
Natsuki reviews my poem.
Never mind. I don't really feel like giving you my opinion.
What's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, remember how I said that I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I want to help you feel more comfortable enough to share yours, like Monica said.
Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poems if yours was really bad. You were supposed to show me a dumb poem that made me go, ha, well, it's not that great, but at least that showed me what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy.
So, in other words, you're saying that you liked it?
Ugh.
Natsuki's retort gets me caught in her throat.
You're so... You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that. You don't have to get announcing it to the world like you're so self-important.
I'm pretty sure that I never actually said that. I said that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right?
Ugh, fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't.
Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can burn, eagles can fly, people try, but that's about it. Beautiful. Well done, Natsuki. And also, yeah, people suck.
Yeah, I told you you were gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing is about how simple writing is that it puts more weight onto the wordplay. Oh, wait, that was her.
Like I said it for the rhyme at the end, but then I make it fall apart on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realised.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad that you learned something, loser. I didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humour her with that last comment. I don't really care how old she is, but even if Natsuki feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. I think you should care a little bit how old she is, my guy. Because of all this flirting we're doing is not good.
Why don't you have a seat?
Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. I was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone was judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they were just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. That means amateur writers. It doesn't mean that they're gonna be like amazing. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayuri and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration, while Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language?
Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns to the poem at the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you just completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Eh? You mean you have to try hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple of suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked somebody who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayuri liked it, and Glitch did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all,
excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect to change it anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. Ooh. And Glitch liked my poem too, you know. He even told me that he was impressed by it. Natsuki stands up.
Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That That's not what I, you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Glitch appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
Huh? And how do you know that he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you so full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I wouldn't deliberately go out my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Oh, the shade of it all, girls.
Is everything okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Glitch showed up.
Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting guys.
Suddenly both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Glitch? She's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it. If she wanted to get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning of this should just jump out at the reader, not force themselves to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Glitch.
Well, wait. There's a reason why you have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning in the most effectively. I read that on. Avoiding them is not only unnecessary limiting yourself, but it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Glitch? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So, of course, that's gonna be... Ooh, we've been playing this very Natsuki at the moment, so in this circumstance, I would so totally be like, say Yuri, and not get involved. But I think we're gonna go on Natsuki's side and see what happens. Yuri, you're really talented. Well, but Natsuki has a point. I think that I racked my brain to an attempt to back myself up. I think that conveying feelings with a few words can be just as impressive as well. It lets the reader's imagination take over, and Natsuki's poem did a really good job at that.
Yeah, I did, didn't I? Aha! Shows how much you know.
That's not... Natsuki, I think that's enough.
Huh? Me? But she's the one who's so mean to me.
Natsuki's voice whines. Look, what we talked about yesterday was right. Writing is a really personal thing, and sharing it can definitely be hard. It looks like we learned that today. Even small criticisms can lead to something pretty heated. I glance over my shoulder. Sayori is nodding vigorously. Yeah, so you don't need to feel threatened. You're a great writer, Natsuki. Natsuki's voice gets caught in surprise. Thanks for noticing. She finally mutters that, barely audible. Yuri? Yuri looks at me dejectedly. With a face like that, I can't help but feel bad for her as well. I'm sure Natsuki didn't mean everything that she said, so you don't need to feel threatened either. Well, if you say so.
Hey! It's not like you need to apologize for me, Glitch. Sheesh.
Natsuki takes a breath.
The thing is about...
Natsuki glances around the room.
Would everyone stop staring at me?
Unsurprisingly, Natsuki has a harder time with that than she boasted. Sayori and Monica look away.
Anyway, the thing is about your boobs.
The thing is about your boobs.
I didn't mean it, okay? That's all.
Natsuki looks away, avoiding eye contact with everyone.
Yeah, you're naturally beautiful, Yuri.
Sayori! Oh god, Yuri. I'll go make some tea.
I was just about to help.
I'm sure she'd appreciate it, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. You did your best, Sayori. Well, now that that's passed, everyone read each other's poems, alright? I hope that it was worthwhile for everyone, especially you, Glitch. And to be honest, it's a nice change of pace from lazing around like we used to do. So my joining the club was responsible for ruining the atmosphere? No, not at all. There's still time before we go home, so we'll all just relax for a bit. Of course, besides chatting, we do literature-related things in the club room. Ooh. I've never seen this apart from poetry. We do other things? So maybe you could take a chance to pick up a book or do some writing. After all, that's what the club is for.
I disagree, Monica.
About what?
That's not an important thing, it's just the literature club. The most important thing is having fun.
Aha, of course. Well, I guess that's where you're the vice president, Sayuri. In the end, though Monica's right, being in the literature club probably means I can't spend all my time doing nothing. But in the end, I guess it's been worth it so far. Ooh. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing your poems?
It was a lot of fun.
Well, I'd say that it was worth it.
It was alright. Well, mostly.
Glitch, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. Death by poetry. And maybe you learn something from your friends too, so your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, did I learn a little more about the kinds of poems that everyone likes? With any luck, that means that I could at least do a better job of impressing those that I want to impress. I nod to myself with my newfound determination. Let's do this.
Glitch, ready to walk home?
Sure, let's go. Sayuri beams at me. It's truly been a while since Sayuri and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say that I'm not enjoying it either. Sayuri, what happened earlier?
What do you mean?
You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often?
No. That's really the first time I've ever seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you.
You know, Glitch, it's been nice to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too.
That's...
Every day is going to be so much fun.
It looks like Sayuri still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation that I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Glitch wants to get laid! We'll just have to wait and see what the future holds, okay, Sayuri? I pat Sayuri on the shoulder. Pat. That's what you get. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's really easy to use Sayuri as an internal monologue sometimes. Oh, poor Sayuri.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do this.